Well, I mean, what do you think about LA Knight? Just in a nutshell, what do you think is going on with LA Knight?
I they got to figure out what they want to do with him. If they want him to be a heel or a face, he's not talking like on when it's on TV. He is not being given promos, which I feel like is his strongest suit. They're focusing on getting the crowd involved with his LA Knight chant. That's about it, really. Um, I
Yeah.
really feel like you need to hear his voice. His voice needs to be heard, and there has to be some sort of emotion coming from him. I mean, obviously we're seeing that he's losing all the time. There has to be some sort of emotion from him about like bouncing off of the fact that he just keeps losing. Um, there's got to be something for us to like for them to give us to see like he has a goal that he's going after, like something that he's fighting for. Right now, it's just that he just keeps like, I mean, he's getting pops. The crowd loves him, and then he just ends up just
Yeah.
just losing. It's not like he's not even getting pinned. That's the thing. It's like he's not the one that's like losing the matches. He's just not. He's just a part of all these like multi-man matches, and someone else wins. Um, yeah, just I mean, whatever. I mean, if it's not his time, if they want to keep building this up, then sure, whatever. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad because I don't want to see, like he was in this multi-man match to go on to the number one contenders match next week for Austin Theory. I don't want to see LA Knight and Austin Theory. Like it would probably be a good match. I like both of them, but I don't even know where I want to see LA Knight go. I don't know. So it's just
West Coast.
it's just no. I want him to be from the East Coast. Uh,
Ah,
I
I tell you what, man.
don't know.
LA Knight's getting the pop.
Yeah,
He's gotten over. He's gotten that whole thing where sorry if there's some noises there. I was just adjusting the mic cable. Um, he's got the audience is involved. They're loving the yes, you know. Um, and I mean, it's like, almost like hell yes. So there's a little bit of a callback to. He's got that like the stunner that I forget what it's called, but the stunner that like he just whips the person to the front like a almost like a neck breaker
yeah.
or a face breaker. Um, and he's got some rock mannerisms, but I tell you what, man, it's a breath of fresh air in WWE right now. I don't know where the fuck he came from because when he was feuding with Bray Wyatt, he was just so uninspiring. You know, it was just L.A. Knight. He's trying again, and then all of a sudden, this started happening before the Money in the Bank pay per view. You know,
Right, right.
all of a sudden he just started popping, and I don't know. Sometimes he's got these great promos, like telling Logan Paul, writing him directions where he could stick his prime drink. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, see,
No, he's great. Like
I
that's the
just
thing. Like he's really good, and he's got to be paired up with guys that can do promos good as well, so that you can have that bantering going back and forth. And maybe that's one thing that WWE lacks is guys that have really good promo skills.
well, that segment with Hit Road that didn't air on SmackDown. Actually, it was before SmackDown. That's where LA Knight showed up and he ripped him a new one. That was pretty good. That was a great promo actually. They didn't know what to do with him. Like Hit Row didn't know how to respond to him because the pops he was getting versus what they were saying, it was just like just a day and night difference. And he just, they were kicking his butt for a little while, but he came back and kicked both of all their asses basically. Um, and just like, yeah, whose show is it? It's LA Night. Like that shit where the crowd is involved, man. I tell you what, I'm seeing glimpses. I'm excited about this. I'm excited about
Right.
this.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree that like it's good to build up. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just, I
but
mean, and it really
well,
doesn't.
he came.
It
He
really doesn't matter what anyone else, like anyone else thinks, as far as like the fans and
mhm.
everything. They, I mean, if people get mad, I mean, that's what they want. I mean, any reaction is good reaction for the most part. Um,
Well, I told you offline here for a second ago. It's one thing that happened with Daniel Bryant was the blue ball effect.
mhm,
And you said you can have blue balls to your blue balls. It's like, is that where they take it too far?
right, right.
Too long? Um, but now they know they have this gem.
Oh yeah,
And obviously he is older though.
right,
He's
right,
in his 40s.
right.
So they can't wait too long for this. I mean,
Oh,
he's still in fucking primo shape though.
right, exactly, exactly.
Like,
Like they're not. That's the thing, though. Like they're not using him to a point where like he's getting worn out. Um,
yeah.
which is good. But I mean, it's just a really it's really slow. I mean, I guess it is the time of season. Like we just came off of WrestleMania for the most part, and so like you don't really want to. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what they're gonna be waiting for. Like, where's that like peak gonna come before like how long are they gonna shake the bottle till they take the top off and it all explodes? Like, at what point who are they waiting for? What
Well,
are they
if it's
waiting
anything,
for? Like, because if they sorry,
if it's no, if it's anything they learned from Daniel Bryan fiasco was that you can get the audience so pissed off at you that not pissed off. I mean, I guess they were pissed off, but at the same time, how that translated or what that translated into was this sound deafening yeses
right,
everywhere he went.
right,
And even during other people's promos and other people's matches, all we were getting is just this
right.
unifying
Well,
yes,
yeah. I mean,
yes, yes.
they had all they took over Raw and they all got in the ring and all that. That was pretty crazy. So like, I mean, I get it, I understand it. So it's like I'm not really like I'm not mad or anything that they haven't
Well,
really
I mean,
done anything with them. I just want to hear more. Like I want. So I think it's time to get something rolling with him as far as hearing what he has to say. Like he has to have some sort of reaction to losing Money in the Bank, um, now losing this last match on SmackDown, um, to further on for a chance for the U.S. title. Like there's be some sort of reaction to it.
I mean, when I heard when he was like, I'm. He said he was going after the U.S. championship or the U.S. title, and to me that was so just underwhelming.
Yeah, yeah,
You're like, really? You're gonna have LA Knight go for the U.S. championship? But then I started thinking about, you know, I guess there's a lot of pluses about Vince McMahon being in creative or being the decision maker because uh, if you hear from a lot of sources, they always talk about how Vince McMahon changed the show again 5 minutes before it aired, or 5 minutes before the segment, he changed it. And there's all these pissed off people.
right,
I mean, sure, it's like that's a sure way to fuck things up too.
right,
Um, However, when you do get something like this, like LA Knight, just boom, he comes at you, just all of a sudden, boom, over. And you're sitting there, you're like, this is where that sort of adjusting on the fly would have been helpful. And it might be helpful. I don't know. I just thought about this. I'm like, you know what? Uh, I want to see more of LA Knight. And it's been outside of the Bloodline storyline. I can't really think of a lot of things that I wanted to see, you know. And all of a sudden it's like well, this is every Friday, you know. I'll wait for the clips, you know, because I don't have cable. I'll wait for the clips, and I'll always search out L.A. Night.
Right.
And every night, man, it's that fucking pop. It's like, wow, dude, holy shit. And he's got the crowd going. He's got the crowd involved. They're interacting with him. He's got he's got the L.A. Night. He's got some quippy shit to say. And all of a sudden, it's like, how much are you letting him do this? How much are you hamstringing him? How much of this is blue balls? I certainly want to see more. And I've been disinterested in a long time, man. So this is kind of cool. This is kind of cool because you're seeing that, like, if there's anything like a prototypical era of an old school wrestler, like, I thought that was just a bygone at this point, you know. I mean, you still have Brock Lesnar, and you still have Bobby Lashley, and maybe that's why I hang on to Goldberg so much. But LA Knight looks like that, man, and it was just like, boom, yes. Like this is the guy. He's bringing like all the fucking middle-aged men now. He's bringing them back to wrestling, you know. Before we were just hoping something interesting would happen, and now it's like LA Knight's here, and it's very attitude like, and everybody's like, is this possible? Can we get another attitude character right now? And so there's a lot of pressure, I feel, on LA Knight, and but he's got big shoes to fill, bro.
Yeah.
Like the way he's going, he's got Rock shoes to fill, he's got Stone Cold shoes to fill, which he seems to be sort of like this kind of like Frankenstein culmination of, plus himself. That's a lot of expectation.
Right.
So I'm fully expecting more funny shit like that Logan Paul Prime thing. That was fucking. I was just laughing. I'm like, that popped everybody in the building.
And then you also got Jim Cornette talking about it.
Oh yeah. I'm sure.
Which
like, listen.
I just saw. Well, because it was so the LA Knight and the Hit Row thing was 2 weeks ago. And then just last week,
Yeah.
Jim Cornette reviewed it, and he seems to be all for LA Knight. And
I can tell you, like I've listened to enough Jim Cornette, and I can tell you that would be something he would go for, because it's organic, you know, and he's not a he's not a, is the word mamby-pamby, is that even a thing anymore?
I don't know what that is.
He's not a mamby-pamby. Like, to me, what's his name? Bebe. Fucking Bebe. Well, fuck. That's a mamby-pamby to me. And I'm sure, like, if we were to fight, I get my ass kicked. But just him, like, putting him in the ring with, like, other guys, it's like every move he does, you're like, I don't buy it. I just don't.
Mamby-pamby.
I mean, mamby-pamby.
Mamby-pamby.
There you go.
Lacking energy, strength, or courage. Feeble, timid, or ineffectual.
Ineffectual. There it is.
That's
ineffectual.
These weren't mamby-pamby fights, but brutal affairs.
Yes.
Where heads hit the
There you go.
Okay. Mamby-pamby. So there you go. It is a thing.
It is a thing, man.
I've never heard of it, but okay. That's funny. I mean, dude, I figured out what it, just by hearing it, I figured out what it was. Anyway.
I have a weird recall when it comes to words, man. I'll recall phrases. You're like, where the fuck is that from? I'm like, I have no idea. Is this even a thing? Is this a word? Why do I know this? Yeah. So I'm excited, dude. I'm excited for LA Knight. He seems like a breath of fresh air, and you know, it's like, if there's one thing that's really interesting to me with Jim Cornette, I haven't listened to him as much lately. But I agree with a lot of things he has to say. I don't necessarily fully agree with, you know, wrestling having to be this fully serious affair, if you will.
Right.
maybe. I don't agree uh that there's like a lot of these uh today's wrestling doesn't work with me. The today's style, and I agree 1,000% with him on that. Because a lot of it is just you're just gonna get hurt. And on top of it, it's like you just have to keep constantly one upping yourself. You know,
And it's like
you
it's
just
like
the moves.
playing Mario.
Well, how so? How so?
Well, if you don't one up yourself, you're gonna be small and die faster.
I mean, yeah, okay, I can, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You went with like you went literally with that as well as figuratively. That's very interesting. I like that. That's that's deep and shallow at the same time, bro.
True.
You're damn. Yeah, you're like existence itself.
Right.
Brilliant. But anyway, I kind of have a feeling that Jim Cornette would like L.A. Knight.
I haven't listened to it all, but the fact that it's like you pointed out, the fact that WWE put something on their YouTube channel and it gets 1.2 million views and it didn't even air on TV. Like that's something that
Yep.
says something. Another thing
Oh
too
yeah.
is like not like how many other people have 10 minutes of their best crowd reactions. Like the commentary like Wade Barrett, he doesn't hamper down on the fact that LA Knight is special. Like so
oh yeah.
they're not hiding it. They're always feeding
No.
into the crowd, feeding into the viewers, the listeners. That okay, like something is going to happen with this guy, and I am kind of glad that they're not force feeding him down our throats. So I do like that. Like and again, by any means, like I'm not upset that he didn't win Money in the Bank. Like he didn't win this match, and I
Yeah, he doesn't need any of that shit.
no, but
He doesn't need it.
eventually, yes, but he eventually needs something. But it's like I want to know what he wants first. Like he,
Well, the U.S. titles seemed underwhelming to me.
well, it does because they've been very mediocre with
Yeah.
um, theory since Vince has seemingly gone away.
Well,
Um,
yeah. Well, Vince made Theory, and Theory was fucking dope
he's
during
dope. I
Vince.
really like Theory, like, but so many people hate him, and I don't know why. I don't know like if it's I mean, if it's just a character and gimmick, then sure, that's fine. Like, but it's like
No, but
I don't know if he's been like injured, like he hasn't been in the ring as much lately.
I
Um,
mean, dope by usage. Like it's like Theory just faded into the background as soon as Vince McMahon was gone.
well, yeah, I mean that whole belt. I mean, it's just, and I just don't know if those like if like who they want with Theory is hurt or if he's been injured or what. Like he just hasn't been. I mean, he's been wrestling with pretty deadly against Sheamus and Braun Brutes for a couple weeks, and that was
Why, he's a
oh
champion, man. He's a
right, right.
champion,
And
so he
he
has some
needs to be
cred.
featured a little bit more as a champion. I guess we're getting there, and now it's down to Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar, which is like, what are you doing there? Like, is this like a respect versus respect match? I would assume. I would assume Santos Escobar goes over. If not, and we get Rey Mysterio, then I'm not gonna be that. I won't. I'm not gonna be like it. I'm not gonna like that because Rey Mysterio to me is boring. Now, but um, yeah, but LNA not getting it. Sure, but like they're not with the whole LA Knight thing. Like they're not like when he loses, they're not really focusing directly on him for losing because they can't because he's been in all these like multi-man matches. So it's like I said, like he hasn't really lost these matches. He just hasn't won them. Um, so I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with them not forcing him down our throats. So, um,
Yeah, I think we're gonna get
I mean, I
we're
like
gonna get a little bit of a
so like
frustration treatment.
so like with yeah, NWA. When I was watching that a lot, and this was pre-COVID, it was really really good. And he was down there, and I didn't really know I didn't know him. I know I've seen him before, but I didn't know who he was really, even when I saw him in NWA. But he's been around for a while. Like he got big in TNA. He was big down there. So like a lot of the big followers of his follow are with him since then. I enjoyed him in
Yeah.
NWA, and then when he came to NXT after COVID happened and NWA kind of went into the shit, and we started like just, I mean, they couldn't afford to keep a lot of guys, and then he went to NXT. Like I was like, that's awesome. I've, I've been a fan of his ever since. So, um,
Well, yeah, you were excited when he made his debut as Eli Drake, right? I remember we were
well,
watching
well,
that.
he was Eli Drake in uh, and TNA and NWA, and then he was LA Knight
He was LA Knight. Okay,
when he came to
but you
NXT.
said Eli Drake.
Probably
You called him Eli Drake
right
because I remember us
because
we were
that's
watching.
what I knew him as at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I remember as I didn't know who he was. I had no idea. I'm like, okay, is another guy trying to? But it's like he was uh, not even on my radar, bro, at all. Like when he fought Bray Wyatt, I was like, and
and
then all of a sudden it just
the thing is, like,
there he goes.
he's the only one to come out of a Bray Wyatt feud and actually like not die. Like, but that's also because the Bray Wyatt whole
Died
thing at that
instead.
time like was dying before. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that was unfortunate too, man. That
But
whole fucking thing. But
yeah,
that's a
it could
story
have. I
for
mean,
another.
because there was like some really good parts of that feud because they can both do promos, but it just kind of. But anyway. Yeah,
I
LA
think
Knight though, like when he came, him and Cameron Grimes, that was a great feud. Um, and,
for the with Ted DiBiase,
yeah, for the $1 million
the million
championship,
dollar.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, even Cameron Grimes, like when the match on SmackDown, it was Rey Mysterio, Sheamus, LA Knight, and Cameron Grimes. So I'm like, that's
yeah,
cool. Like Cameron Grimes is starting to get in the ring a little bit more on TV. LA Knight's there, and I'm like, I flash back to like their feud. That was really fun. LA Knight. And that's like the LA Knight character where he was $1 million champion. Like I could see like that gimmick. That was the gimmick that I picture, or kind of that gimmick esque of him if he had the briefcase. Like just a really just a major heel and just super cocky and just like that's where I felt like he could have excelled with the briefcase. Um,
mm.
but at the same time, get all these pops and these cheers. You aren't going to necessarily either way. If he had a heel gimmick, it would eventually be forced into a face. So
There's no way of he could be a heel and still be a face.
right, and
Like he could work a heel
he's
and people are gonna
still
pop for him.
right, and well, and he's still technically a heel to
Yeah,
this day. Obviously, seeing stuff like what he did to Hit Row. They're not going to put that on TV yet because they haven't really turned him towards. Yeah, they really haven't turned him face on TV. But
yeah, and
uh,
it's like there's a timeline here too. They have their storylines. This is the perk of post Vince McMahon era was that storylines got extended. Like there was actually like people. we as fans have always asked for, give us more involved storylines, give us long-term storytelling.
Right.
And then but when you get somebody like LA Knight just jump in there like out of nowhere, all of a sudden it's like, okay, well,
Now.
where does he where does he where does he fit in? And it's like, okay, so there's the benefits of having Vince McMahon's thing, which is, hey, we need to adjust on the fly. But I'm sure, they obviously are. They obviously see it. And it's like they're at this point, it's like one of those things when you abstain from sex for a long time and then you have sex, it's magical. It's fucking amazing. If you have it all the time, it just kind of gets, it's not the same.
Right.
And that they're doing that with the fans, and I'm there for the ride, but just like how far are those blue balls gonna go?
Right.
That's really my only question. But as far as LA Knight himself, as far as LA Knight getting over, because like sometimes you wonder, you wonder if people are over, or you wonder if they're gonna last being over, or you wonder if they're really like there. Like to me, people say that Seth Rollins is over, and I say 90% I agree, but with me, he's not.
The second he changes the song, it's over.
Yeah.
As far
Yeah.
as
And so,
as far as that like super pop crowd, like yeah.
yeah, because I guarantee you, if he changes his song, they're still gonna fucking sing it.
Right. Yeah.
This-
It's like it's getting to the point like for me now. It's like, all right, I just want to be over with. Like, it's like
skip this fucking
no matter what they do, it's gonna
intro.
take forever for them to not sing the song. And like even though even though something
Yeah.
happens and he changes it, like a character change or whatever, he turns heel, whatever, then they're just gonna do it out of spite to piss him off. And then
Yes.
eventually it'll melt away. So
Well, let me put it this way. Seth Rollins is over. However,
yeah,
uh, he is not. There's still something there. For me, he's not over. Uh, I'm sure there's a lot of fans who are like, it's Seth Rollins. He's earned it. He's earned it. But I just don't know. To me, like LA Knight right now, from what I'm seeing, like I know this is gonna sound strange, but I'm giving it full 5 toilet paper rolls for how over this motherfucker is, and I have a feeling that WWE has something very special in their hands right now, and it's happening real fast. And I don't know how long this is going to be, because of age, because of durability, because of where he is right now. I just don't know where that's all going to go. But
well,
I
he's only 40.
I'm getting
So
this.
not too bad.
Well, okay, no, he's in great shape. I'm just saying, dude, you never know. You never fucking know with this shit.
Oh no.
And he's like Austin Theory. He's like what, about half his age?
Yeah, Theory's only like 24 maybe.
Yeah, and like, who would you rather, you know, strap a horse to? You know what I mean? But I just think that, fuck, man, this is special. I'm all the way on board with this. I really feel that this is fucking special, and it could go somewhere. And I'm giving it. I know we're not reviewing here, but LA Knight right now, LA Knight is 5 toilet paper rolls, double ply, with fucking scented bidet, squirts up your ass. That's the level where he's at right now, and he's just fucking bumped everybody. He has just bumped everybody, Like, maybe not off the card, but he's bumped them. He's bumped them enough to where they're like, oh shit, you know? Like, this could potentially really fuck with Cody Rhodes as well. You know? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean
I'm 100% behind
they
this.
gotta I guess they gotta be somewhat careful
Yeah.
who they put them up against. Because you don't want obviously you don't want to put them up against you know someone that
Cody.
right. Well, and Cody. I mean, you do we as fans, you do.
Eventually.
But then, right, eventually. But then it's like, who's? I mean, how? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they shouldn't touch each other
It's
because
weird
you
because
you're really gonna.
I can't really see who they would have Knight go with.
Seth Rollins. Fucking
Well, I
head of the
mean,
table.
as of right now, I mean, we have to wait because Knight's on SmackDown. So,
Still.
and it's like you're not going to put him against Roman because Roman the bloodline thing that's going to last forever as soon as even that's getting old.
Well, they got to milk the bloodline, yes, but he could. He could very easily dethrone Roman right
Right.
now.
I mean,
If he,
yeah,
bro, if he dethroned Roman
uh,
right now, you have just made a motherfucking superstar out of him.
oh yeah,
I just
yeah.
I feel it. I mean, you strapped a rocket on him. You strapped a fucking rocket on him.
I think you just got
Um,
they just got to build them up. There's, I mean, like you mentioned, like not having sex forever and then like coming back and it's amazing. I
yeah.
mean, as magical as it is, it's probably not lasting that long. But you go at it, like you keep going at it, and you just keep doing it slowly. And eventually, you're gonna build the stamina bank up, and it'll last longer. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess that's I guess that's where we're at. But then it's like we're gonna get to moments like I mean, we still got 5 6 months. Well, you got the Royal Rumble, and then there's just gonna be like all these like expectations, and it's like that's what I want. Like like just keep surprising us. Like they've been doing good at that in a sense, especially with the pay per views, like the PLEs, the surprising like surprises and stuff like that. So let them keep doing that. Um, yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
other than that, he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
At least I don't think so. I haven't really noticed him having like long term injuries. He's not that. Oh,
Yeah.
he's actually younger than I thought he was.
Yeah.
So
Bro, I strongly feel we're witnessing something special.
I hope so. I hope so. I just ignore it. Because I'm in these like group chats and stuff, wrestling, and just like people just bitch and complain. I
Yeah.
just I just hold my tongue now. I don't like. It's just like shut up. Just I don't know. Like getting all mad
Well,
that
dude,
like oh LA Knight loses again, but they put the North American Championship on Dominic. I'm like I love that Dominic got the championship belt. Like I like that. Like but it's just like these are just people that just want, and it's like most of these people that have problems, they're the ones that really like AEW.
of
And right,
course,
yeah.
of
So then it's like
course.
that's where it's like it's no point arguing with certain groups of people because
Yeah, you're not gonna have a 5-star or whatever 7-star fucking match. Um, it's really hard. If you grade a match, you're grading it on believability, which is what we do. And I bitch a lot. I do bitch a lot.
right,
To me, that it's believability is where like I don't care about the all these like Ricochet is fun to watch, but as far as storytelling, Ricochet is non-existent. So when I hear like that sort of lucha style, like you can have a lucha style but a great story. I don't see why not. But there's a value there that I don't personally understand, which is like, oh, did you see that fucking whatever, I don't know, corkscrew off, 2 ladders in a chair dangling atop a cage on fire, I'm like, that is a game that's really difficult to top. Eventually, it's like because you're doing more and more ridiculous shit. Whereas, like the reason Jake the Snake Roberts, if you say Jake the Snake Roberts to somebody, like especially new fans, they're like boring. You're like, really?
Right.
Jake the Snake Roberts didn't do a single thing in that fucking ring that wasn't necessary. Like it had there was a cause and effect to it. Um, Everything he did was for a reason. And if you notice Jake the Snake Roberts matches, at least some of the ones we watched, I mean, he's always looking. He's either looking to fuck someone up, somehow injure them, and then the next thing he's looking for is the fucking DDT.
Right.
Like he's not looking for like, what is Ricochet's purpose of uh throwing himself? Let's just say the shit with Logan Paul worked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they
Well,
do
I mean,
this.
he came when he came out and talked. It was before. It was the night that Logan Paul was there before he came out. Ricochet was talking, and he just pretty much said like his goal and everything, and every match that he's in, his goal is to make sure that you remember Ricochet. Um, was did the craziest shit that night. Really. That's what his goal is. So his goal is to be the little one hitter guy that he doesn't move, and it's like, well, I'll remember that for a day, or at least a week. And then
Okay.
it's like the next week, then he does something,
Okay.
but it's always the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, Ricochet. I mean, you are remembered as being a high flyer, flippy. But what the fuck are you doing then in the Money in the Bank? If you're not there to win Money in the Bank, why the fuck are you in Money in the Bank match?
Right.
Like, but I don't get it. Why is he in that match if he's not trying to win Money in the Bank? But guess what? I'm sure he talked about winning Money in the Bank. I'm sure there's one interview out there where he talks about winning Money in the fucking bank.
I bet you that'd be hard to find.
I mean, if I'm wrong, great. But I have a feeling he's like, this year it's gonna be Ricochet or some shit. I'm sure he said something
Oh
about
yeah, I
winning
mean,
Money in the
I'm
Bank.
sure, but at least probably just the one time that they told him to. But
Yeah, but don't fucking lie to me.
I know that's why I'm thinking it might be realistically hard to find something with Ricochet saying that because
Well, let's see it. Like that'd be fun. Let's look for it. Let's look for it. One. I just have a feeling that he's gonna say something. He has to have said something about Money in the Bank, winning it. Yeah, I mean, what's the opportunity? Like even the questions themselves. Like, what opportunity would Money in the Bank, winning Money in the Bank match afford you? Like that's the fucking stupid shit interview questions that they ask. You know, what would that afford you? What do you think? It's like that kind of shit. He's like, you know what? If I do that, I can challenge anybody at any time. It's like, just, I just don't. I'm not in with it. I'm not in with it. I don't believe fucking Ricochet. But it's not his fault. It's not like he's not a great athlete. That's not the question. But it's just not. It doesn't work with me. Are you looking?
poor Ricochet. I
Eh,
mean, I don't the name doesn't even get mentioned, and as soon as it does, just he's filed right into Ricochet.
who?
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I
Oh
don't. I
yeah.
don't disagree with what you said.
I don't. Yeah, I am not. See, I'm a fan of Ricochet as an athlete. I'm not a fan of Ricochet in wrestling whatsoever as a storyteller and as like he may be a disattraction. Like, oh shit, Ricochet is gonna be there. He's
like
gonna go through some table.
like
He's gonna do something
Ricochet.
crazy.
Ricochet is the AEW and WWE for you.
That's
That's
right.
the.
That's it. He's
I was
the
trying to think of how did Ricochet come up, and that was because he came up because we started talking about AEW.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, to me, Ricochet is
But
what AEW is. What is?
it's that style of wrestling that doesn't pull you in.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Right.
But it can. It can. It's just. It's like
Right. But
the
if it's done right.
believability is like. Okay, well, wait a minute. You are in this match to win this championship, but what you just did is you uh went all the way over here, and instead of throwing your opponent, I mean, this is the shit that fucking Hardys. I think we talked about this last time. This is the shit that Hardys and Edge and Christian
Right.
and Dudley's, although a lot less for Dudley's, because Dudley's, it made sense for them to want to inflict pain because that's what they were about. They were about inflicting fucking pain.
Oh yeah.
Dudley's were there to kick your ass.
Right.
You know?
ECW
But Edge and
originals.
Christian and Hardys, they started this ladder shit at first. It was cool, but guess what? We're caught into this one-upmanship where you have to do something even more crazy. And it's like if you did it once a fucking year, then it's a spectacle. But all of a sudden, it's like everybody, like, well, not every, it wasn't all of a sudden, but it started escalating. It started escalating. You start getting more of this lucha style, which is great. You can still tell a story with lucha style. There's no like if I'm gonna do a Hurricane Rana off the fucking a Hurricane Rana is a move that you do. You can do it off the fucking ladder or off the top rope, right? It's a move that takes your opponent out, not you. And if I'm in a ladder match where I'm trying to get the fucking briefcase, the point of the match is to get the fucking briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point. Am I gonna fucking go on two ladders, grab somebody, do a suplex where I suplex my ass and their ass through two sets of tables, and incapacitate myself so somebody else can go climb the ladder to get the money in the bank? Like that to me is like,
yeah.
Where are we? Yeah. That's literally it. That's what that
Sorry.
sums it up very nicely for me.
I had to say that because you started off asking a question, but you didn't end with a question mark. So I just answered your question before you kept going.
Well, I threw a lot of yeahs in there. Yeah.
You're like, am I gonna throw myself out? You started asking. I was waiting for the end of the question, but it just never came. And so I had to answer it real quick.
It's because I'm holding it in. It only comes once a year.
But anyway,
it's a spectacle. I'm given. So because of that, because what I see with LA Knight, he's not too flashy, man. He doesn't have a ton of fucking moves. I mean, he's got some moves. He's got Rock and Stone Cold combined. He's got some questionable shit as far as the Rock Bottom, but it's fucking fun. It's fun. People are into it.
He's got like very signature moves.
Yeah.
Not many. So that like everyone can which is
You get their shit in.
He's got the stunner, he's got the rock bottom, like that's all he needs.
So I forget what the saying exactly.
He has
how the saying goes.
He has the people's elbow. That's the other move that he has.
Yes, he has the people's elbow.
Right.
He's got his own LA Knight elbow.
Right.
And it's like that's fun, man. It's like, oh, he's ripping the Rock off, and it's like, let me tell you something, man. That saying, standing on the shoulders of giants. Those motherfuckers were influenced by people before them.
I don't need
to. You don't need to. I'm sorry, bro. You're taking this literally. We just need to stand on your shoulders, and everybody's gonna be able to see just fine. um, um, but it's like the Rock. It's where did he take your shit from? Like even just jabroni, just him saying jabroni, people think that's the Rock, but that was actually the Sheik. Yes, yes, and you know Stone Cold talks about being influenced by certain moves
Oh
and
yeah,
being
for
influenced
sure.
by certain wrestlers,
For sure.
and so that is them standing on shoulders of giants. And unfortunately for today's generation, shit even 20, 30 years ago has been recorded. You know, we have access to a lot of information where before you could like, just like Jerry the King Lawler could take a book of jokes and learn those jokes and then go to different territories and just keep reusing those jokes.
Right.
That's literally what he said, and it got him over big. He's like, oh, this guy's witty, this guy's this. It's like, well, yeah. I mean, it's like in a sense, you know, good art is worth stealing type of shit. But now we have better memory, you know, longer memory, and so you see influences of Rock and Stone Cold on LA Knight. If I were in wrestling, there'd be influences of Rock and Stone Cold on me. It's not. It's like he's literally standing on the shoulders of really big giants, and people are actually like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they came out right.
Right.
People are
Well, yeah,
they're
because
with it,
right,
and it's like,
exactly.
and so because of that, and because of him not having a big huge move set, that he has to be more efficient in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That he has to go for what the objective is of either the story or what the objective is of the match, which should be tied in with story, of course. And so I really feel that like that like I'm yeah, 5 toilet paper rolls, triple ply baby on this. I don't know if you want to give it toilet paper rolls or what you think, like how much you think he's the shit right now, but
Oh yeah.
I can't wait. Like this would be the shit I want to rub into, like the AEW crowd, you know.
I just want to be
Just
on.
be like, yeah.
I just want to be on TV. Like, that's what I want.
You want to be on TV? You want him to be on TV?
Right. But I don't want to just be like, like I want it. I want to get a. I want a promo from him.
Yep.
But
Yeah. Well, we have expectations now.
in order for him to have that, he needs somewhere to sort of like
Okay.
to solidly go. And direct, like that's what a promo should do is direct us to where he wants to go or where he's going. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. I kind of wanted him like on the night after Money in the Bank or the SmackDown after Money in the Bank to like some sort of reaction. But,
Well,
he
he was there, but he just wasn't recorded.
right, he wasn't on TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And still,
that's I mean that's a thing. Like I mean, I shouldn't have to go elsewhere than you know.
yeah, that is true. But I mean, think of it this way: though, like most people do watch wrestling that way. Most casual fans would watch wrestling that way, more so than or they'll watch
I guess
segments.
so, but I mean, the
You know,
casual fan shouldn't know more than me.
I should what?
A casual fan shouldn't know more than I know. But no, I mean, whatever.
I understand, man. I understand. I mean, it's like when we started watching wrestling together, when we started doing this, WWE was what, like 40 million? And in about 3 years, they're almost at 100 million subscribers.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, bro. We watched WWE grow 60 million subscribers, man.
that's crazy.
That's pretty nuts.
Um,
Meanwhile, we're what, 140 now?
but,
They keep calling us though, you know. We keep doing jobs for them.
right.
Yeah, we're gonna put LA Knight over now. So How do you our predictions come true because WWE calls us. They listen to shit. You don't want to admit that.
Oh, I know they do. Well,
Yeah.
maybe we should have started a year earlier. Man, if we started a year earlier, Roman Reigns would not be champion right now. Roman Reigns wouldn't even be in WWE now.
Oh
I used
man.
to hate him so
We
much.
yeah, we would have dethroned him by with poetry. Uh, well, he was your no, he wasn't a tribal chief back then.
No.
I forget the lyrics. But he was something your something you're something. I remember that. I think it was also like I think some of the lyrics were that he gives you a woody.
I don't remember this.
I don't remember this. Yeah, well, it's because I wrote it. I don't know if you want to give toilet paper rolls here with on to LA Night, but I'm at 5 toilet paper rolls, full blown diarrhea, mop up.
Um, 3.
3. Oh, goddamn. Big D needs to see more.
Yeah.
You're like this judge who's seen some
Like
like really
I
hot
get
chick.
it and I want it and I understand it. It's just it's not anywhere where I'm.
Yeah, I mean it's like potentially I could go down the path of Mike Checker here. With the um what's the name of that group now? I even
Retribution.
forget the name of the Retribution. Dude, he was so fucking hard on that. He was just like
As
Retribution.
they could have been. That's the thing. But
Yes. Well, they could have been, but I'm like, bro, this is gonna fizzle like nobody's business.
and it did. Like,
Well, when they came into the ring and they just sewn off ropes with a chainsaw, I was like, this is not going anywhere. It's like Drew fucking McIntyre running around with a sword, swinging a sword at somebody. You're like, you're out of your fucking mind. What are you gonna hit? You're never gonna hit a wrestler.
right.
Why is this even here? Oh, what are you gonna hit? Of course, they all cut ropes. Anytime you cut rope, it's not a good sign. What are you gonna commit murder? Like this is, you know. I mean, granted, in the Attitude Era, there was a lot of attempted
You
murders.
know who didn't cut ropes? That probably they had plenty of chances to cut the rope, but they never did.
Who?
Bruce Beefcake.
Oh yeah,
He never tried to cut the
yeah.
ropes.
No, no.
He had
The barber
freaking bush trimmers.
hit. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, what the fuck was he gonna do with those?
Cut people's hair.
Cut somebody's hair off? Yeah.
He did that.
But see, that makes sense. He's not gonna try to cut their fucking heads or stab them or impale them or fucking like cut their arms off.
Right.
Like, what do you think's gonna happen with a fucking sword, He-Man? Like, I'm sorry, like Drew McIntyre and the sword really it was like ooh. But anyway, we're going hour here on LA Night. So Big D, you're at 3 toilet paper rolls. You want to see more.
Yeah.
I might assume these 3 toilet paper rolls is like you saw a hot chick and you're like, you know what? There was this. So once upon a time in very young's Max Jaw's life, we were at a mountain. I know it sounds strange. uh, Like there was a whole group of people, girls, and it was like first year of high school, and it's like this girl took her or pulled her shirt up, to show us her puppies. And I just remember, and she put the shirt right back down, and I was like, "Oh, hold on, I didn't see that. Can you do it again?" And all the other guys, like everybody was just too shy to ask. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I wasn't looking. Can you do it again?" And so she did it again, and two guys afterwards thanked me for saying that because they wanted to see it again. And I'm like, "Is this the kind of see it? I need to see a little more." Like, you're just kind of like, "I'm gonna give you 3 toilet paper rolls. I need to see more." But really, in reality, they got you moving. It got you moving.
Right,
You're thinking about it. You're
I'm
like,
looking like
yeah,
I look forward to seeing him, but I want to get to that point like when he comes out, like I really want to be there.
yeah,
Super excited. Like I
yeah.
am, but not just like I know it's building. I know it's building
It's
up,
building for sure, man.
and like
And I'm
everybody
jumping
thinks
on it.
that like everybody thinks like everybody's owed something because they've been wrestling in this business for so long. And sure, but you want the maximum out of if you're gonna put time into something, you want to put the maximum effort in all the aspects of this
Yeah.
person. Their storylines, their promos, their in ring action, interviews, and all that. So it's setting up. I just for right now, I don't see, and I can understand why because I like why they haven't really like been like the full push on them because I don't see right now anything clear for him to go. Now it's their job to make me believe that this is where he's going and like where he's gonna end up being. Like, that's their job to make me feel that way because I don't see it right now. I don't see him like if you're talking championships. I don't me personally. I don't see him with Reigns. I don't see him with Gunther.
Yeah.
I don't see him with um, Seth. I see him with Theory, but I don't really want that because and I don't know why. I'm not sure because I feel like they would work well, but I just think it would be way it would vary Theory way too much. Um, yeah. So like right now, I just don't. Yeah, I don't see anyone right now. So let releases happen, let title reigns end, and we'll go on that. But then again, if well, the thing is, if whoever Theory is on Raw, so whoever is number one contender for the championship is going to end up on Raw. I just thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
So someone from LWO is going to Raw. I just thought about that. Or well, maybe if they win. So,
Dude, it's kind of like one of those really good problems to have. That's at an inopportune time
right.
because you have a lot of great wrestlers on the roster. I think that's WWE's problem. It has been for many years. You have a lot of good people, okay? But this kind of like transcendental talent, transcendental over. Like you can have your Seth Rollins, you can have your Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar is there, Cena's there. Who else would you say would be there? That's even current. Like I don't that's pretty rare, you know? And I think that's where LA Knight's pushing towards. That's why it's so exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting him on. You're putting on that. You're putting him on that top
Well, that's
echelon.
what's
So,
where he's pushing towards.
right,
This I mean, there's always an opportunity to fuck it up,
right, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of pressure, bro.
Oh yeah,
And he's been doing this for a long time, but he's got a little bit of swagger. He's got a little bit of assuredness, and he is not fucking incredibly frivolous or incredibly extravagant with all his shit, like all his moves and things like that. Like he doesn't. I don't know. I just don't see him as like, I don't know. There's something there.
Yeah.
There's something there. I'll just leave it there because we're at an hour. So we're eight toilet paper rolls out of 10, and Big D wants to see them puppies again. So LA Knight, you're gonna have to do some puppy showing, bro. But yeah,
Yeah.
any yeah. Come on, man, that's dope. Yeah,
What?
I mean it's like, what? Yes. We should just have a whole fucking conversation in just wrestler
Yeah.
sayings.
What? Yes. What? Yeah.
Yes. Hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah.
Damn.
Jabroni. Jabroni. Oh. That'd be kind of fun. Just write them all down. But like the ones that you remember, I'd be like, Devon, get the tables. What's up? and they lifted that shit from the Scary Movie.
Ding dong. Hello.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so 8 out of 10. We want to see more.
Yes.
We definitely want to see more. Exciting.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens 6 months from now. See where he's at.
I don't think he. Yeah. It would be.
But it's gonna take some. It's gonna take some time.
I don't know. That potential is there, bro.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna because you got SummerSlam coming right now. After SummerSlam, next big one, Survivor Series. Like nothing really happens there, and then it leads up into the Royal Rumble. So time flies in wrestling, anyways. But
yeah,
they can easily build. They can easily build this slow build, and then the magic happens, and then it can last longer because we're ready. It can still be magical. So it'll last longer. We are not sponsored by Hems.com.
or dude wipes.
Anyways, 8 12 rolls out of 10. LA Knight. Good luck.
Although we could potentially be sponsored by dude wipes. 8 out of 10. That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Better than most.
Okay. Well, you heard it from Mr. Big D. I am Max Jaw, and this is the Jawbers. That is Jawbers. Check us out at thejawbers.com or jawbers.com. Love you. Bye.